My name is Jake, and I've been driving for Uber for a couple of years now. You meet all sorts of people in this job, but nothing could have prepared me for the ride I was about to have one cold autumn night. I was cruising down Elm Street, waiting for my next fare, when my phone buzzed with a new request. I accepted it and headed toward the pickup location, quiet, dimly lit suburban street. As I pulled up, I saw a young woman standing under a flickering street lamp. She was dressed in a simple white dress, her long hair cascading over her shoulders. "Good evening," I greeted her as she slid into the back seat. "Where to?" "Just drive for a bit," she replied, her voice soft and ethereal. I glanced in the rearview mirror, but to my surprise, I couldn't see her reflection. A chill ran down my spine, but I tried to shrug it off. Maybe it was just a trick of the light. "Is everything all right?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "I'm Emily," she said, ignoring my question. "Thank you for picking me up." I nodded, unsure of what to say. There was something otherworldly about her, something that made me uneasy. I focused on the road, trying to shake off the eerie feeling. As we drove, Emily started to tell me her story. She had been in a car accident a year ago, one that had claimed her life. Her boyfriend Tom had been driving. She told me how much she loved him, how they had planned to get married, and how their future had been shattered in an instant. "I can't move on," she said, her voice filled with sorrow. "Tom blames himself for the accident. Can't accept that I'm gone. And until he does, I'm stuck here." The pieces started to fall into place. Emily wasn't just a passenger. She was a ghost, trapped between this world and the next because of her boyfriend's grief. "What can I do?" I asked, feeling a mix of fear and compassion. "Take me to Tom," she replied. "He needs to see me one last time to understand that it wasn't his fault. Only then can I move on." I agreed, and she gave me Tom's address. The rest of the drive was silent, filled with a tension that I couldn't quite place. When we arrived, Emily got out of the car and motioned for me to follow. We walked up to a small, cozy house. Emily gestured for me to knock on the door. Moments later, a disheveled man with tear-streaked cheeks opened it. "Tom, who are you?" he asked, his voice rough from crying. "I'm Jake, an Uber driver," I said, glancing at Emily. "But you need to see someone." Emily stepped forward, and for a moment, Tom's eyes widened with disbelief. "Emily?" he whispered, reaching out as if to touch her. "Tom," she said gently. "It's me. You need to let me go." He shook his head, tears streaming down his face. "I can't. It was my fault. I should have been more careful." "It was an accident," she replied. "You need to forgive yourself. I need you to let me go so I can find peace." Tom collapsed to his knees, sobbing. Emily knelt beside him, her ghostly form flickering. "I love you, Tom. I always will. But you need to live your life. For both of us." It was a heart-wrenching scene, and I felt like an intruder. But I knew I had to stay until it was over. Finally, Tom looked up, his eyes filled with a painful clarity. "I love you, Emily. I'll try, I promise." Emily smiled, her form growing more transparent. "Thank you," she whispered. "Goodbye, Tom." And with that, she was gone. Tom stood there, staring at the spot where she had been. I put a hand on his shoulder, offering what little comfort I could. "She loved you," I said softly, "and she wanted you to be happy." He nodded, wiping his tears. "Thank you for bringing her to me." As I drove away, I couldn't help but feel a profound sense of relief. Emily was at peace, and so I hoped would be Tom in time. The night was still and quiet, but it felt different, lighter, as if a weight had been lifted from the world. In my rearview mirror, I saw my own reflection, alone this time. The passenger of the night had finally found her way home. As we grow bigger, we would like to show appreciation to everyone who subscribed, liked, and watched our videos. Being with us means a lot, as it motivates us to make more content and improve for better viewing. Once again, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell for more scary encounters.